Hello everyone, Zach Barnes here for the WT Sports Network, welcoming you to this week's edition of Heard That. On Thursday, Lady Buff basketball took a rough road trip to Denton as they went to go see Texas Women's. Despite a 27-point performance from Sasha Watson, Lady Buffs ended up coming home with a loss.
You know, we did lead for 38 minutes. I thought we started off the game really strong. Had a 9-point lead at halftime, in a little bit of foul trouble, but was able to play through some of that. In that second half, never really gotten a great offensive flow and rhythm, and then we could not get stops to save our life, to be completely honest. Had one big stop we needed to get at the end, didn't get that. They scored, and so, I mean, in the big picture is we got to figure out how to finish games. A little bit more mental toughness. We got to be poised, disciplined during that time frame, and we couldn't finish it out.
The 62-59 loss for the Lady Buffs brings their record to 7-3 overall, 2-2 in Lone Star Conference play. Up next, the Lady Buffs will head down to Florida on the 16th and 17th. They will see Florida Southern and Eckerd.
Two solid teams. Florida Southern, they were just in the Elite Eight last year, actually lost to Lubbock Christian University in the Elite Eight. They're 6-2 right now, and Eckerd is 7-2. So we're going to go against some solid teams down there in Florida, and we're going to get tested here pretty quickly over the weekend. So it's just a quick rebound. We got to gather ourselves and make sure we make some of the adjustments we need to make and come out on the end that we want it to be on.
Buffalo basketball with a road trip also on Saturday. They went to go see New Mexico Highlands. Drew Evans with a big 20-point night as the Buffs ended up winning 82-55. That win moves their overall record to 12-1, where their LSC record stays right where it was at 3-0.
Yeah, we held their two leading scorers, Marlon Johnson, and then I believe the other kid's name was Kirian Woods, their guard. They were averaging close to 16 points a game each. And those guys can go off for 25, 30 points a game. Marlon, I think, is a really special player. I think they're just missing some other guys around them. And to hold each of those players to 8 points was great for our defense. And then we really passed the ball, we shared the ball, we really played well as a team on the offensive end as well. We had a little lull. You know, I think we were down 17-9, but that happens. You get a 4-hour bus ride over there, you get a little bit stale, but that woke us up and we regrouped and we really played well.
Up next for the Buffs, they'll also have a big road trip ahead of them. They will head to Las Vegas, where they will see Western Washington and Rollins.
Las Vegas is going to be a lot of fun. We play two really good teams out there. Western Washington shoots the ball really, really well. I think 43% from the three-point line, and so does Rollins. Both teams really shoot it. The thing with Western is they out-rebound teams by 8 or 9. I think 9 rebounds per game on average. They're beating teams by close to 20 points per game. They're undefeated. They played Washington, I think, to a 5 or 6 point game. They're pretty good. They've got a big kid that is very good. He's solid. He's 7-footer. Their point guard is actually a Minnesota kid that we really liked out of high school, and he bounced around a little bit and ended up at Western Washington. And then they have 3 perimeter players that are very athletic and really good size, 6'6", 6'7". So they're going to be a tough matchup for us. But that's why we go to these events, is to play some really good competition and hopefully get a good comparison of where we're at nationally.
WT Track and Field with a noticeable performance on Saturday. Owen Hind breaking a 37-year-old school record with the 3,000 meter. He ended up finishing with a time of 8 minutes and 12.81 seconds.
We, after a long fall of training and stuff, we like to get our kids out and let them get at least one early meet in, and really the results have been surprisingly good. Norma Cunningham hit automatic and really just carried the momentum from her freshman season into this year, and she hit an automatic mark in the shot, and she sits in the top 3 in the nation right now. And, Stephen Cooper had a really good debut in the 200, and he sits top 3 in the nation in the 200 indoors. And Owen Hind actually this past weekend broke a 37-year-old record in the 3K and ran 8:12 and sits top 5 in the nation. And that's a record that was held by Joseph Kamei, who is pretty much a legend here and one of the best runners to ever come through WT.
And last but not least, West Texas A&M officially welcomed their new head football coach, Hunter Hughes. Coach Hughes was formerly the defensive coordinator for Colorado State Pueblo for the past 9 seasons. We would like to thank you again for joining us this week on Heard That. For the WT Sports Network, I'm Zach Barnes. Don't forget to keep up with all the latest in Buff and Lady Buff news on GoBuffsGo.com and every Wednesday right here on Heard That.